thought Pete Davidson was just like Obama, biracial goofball who ruined a once beloved institution, but it turns out I was wrong. Pete's not biracial.
Ann Coulter is here, everybody. Ann Coulter, if you're here, who's scaring the crows away from our crops?
See, don't be on the road too tough, but I still cut you with a local tug.
You obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, you know, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Like, is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm like...
Free speech. Control what people say. Gonna tell people what to believe. Gonna tell people... I don't fucking tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want and they can believe whatever they want.
Alright, back again. This video is like 5 days overdue. I got sick, so I couldn't make it before, but I'm making it now. So yeah, this woke reporter asking some dumb questions, and I think he's referring to the Sean Strickland interview when he was up on stage last weekend, and some woke reporter was asking some dumb questions, and then obviously Sean Strickland just went off on one. But a lot of what he said was actually true, and then you've got all these people now complaining about it, saying, oh, they shouldn't be allowed to say what they want to say. They're basically trying to restrict the free speech. So yeah, let's get into it.
I did want to ask, you know, you're in Toronto. Welcome. Glad to hear it. It's been great.
Are you Canadian?
Of course I am.
Are you part of the fucking opposition? Are you?
I don't know how to phrase that.
I mean, you got like fucking. Yeah.
Well, I did want to ask.
Did you vote for Trudeau?
You know, I'm not going to say.
And let me tell you something right now. If a man says he's not going to say, like, if you ask a motherfucker, did you vote for Biden? He's like, well, I'm not going to say. That's none of your business. He voted for fucking Biden.
Sean,
so hey,
Sean, I'm glad you've had great experiences.
So this is what I'm talking about, you guys. The enemy of Canada.
Sure.
All right.
That's what it's got to be. It's got to be. We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said, if I had a gay son, I would think I'd...
Oh, look, another. I'm saying to you, the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
You become a champion, you become a star, and some would say...
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
Have you had the chance to interact with a more diverse...
Are you? Let me know. Are you gay?
Could I get an answer?
Well, no, I'm asking. This is a part of. Are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
Okay. If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak fucking man, dude. You're part of the fucking problem. You elected Justin Trudeau, like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just fucking pathetic. And the fact that you have no fucking backbone. And has he shut down your fucking country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid shit like that, go fuck yourself. Move the fuck on, man.
Really, that doesn't really answer the question, but I did want to ask also things you said about the trans community. You said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you'd go so hard on Bud Light in your next fight, they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know what, and will know what they stand for. Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you have fucking weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of fucking you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your fucking bullshit you're fucking peddling. The world is not saying, you know what? You're right. Chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could fuck in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy is the fucking enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there, asking these stupid fucking questions.
All right, so there you have it, guys. Obviously, what he said there sparked a bit of controversy, but not a lot. Like, let's be real, most people agree with what he's saying. He's keeping it real. He's saying what everyone's thinking. But obviously there's going to be a few people who just can't handle mean words, or when someone says something they don't agree with, it's going to hurt their feelings, right? So this is what I saw online. Check this out.
Sean Strickland is the middleweight champion in the UFC, Stugatz. And this sport, and I've said this before, this sport is the gutter. It is a very bad, ugly business, and it is now being run by a person in Dana White who allows all of this to go on and takes the lane of profiting, of allowing his champion to speak this way in a press conference where he's wearing a shirt. I believe the shirt says women in the kitchen and guns in every hand, I believe is the shirt that he is wearing. And then listen to how he responds. This is a champion, Stugotz. This is a face of your sport. The sport does not have that many stars at the moment, and this guy is one of your champions. And I simply cannot imagine in football, in baseball, in basketball. I mean, hockey has an undercurrent of some of this, but it's not like this. I cannot imagine a modern athlete champion in a sport that people are covering like it's a real sport, talking like this without a reaction from the public and a backlash.
A woman in every kitchen and a gun in every hand. Okay, it's only a joke, number one. Number two, why is that even so offensive? Like, some women are in the kitchen and they actually love being in the kitchen, right? They love that. There's nothing even wrong with that. Like, it's not doing anything bad for women. It's just a joke. This is just so funny to me, man. These guys are so soft. Like, they really can't handle some words, can they? Like, it really hurts their feelings. It's like, just get over it. If you don't like the sport, you think the sport's the gutter, whatever you want to call it, that's fine. But there's many people who actually relate to Sean Strickland. Okay, a lot of people. And I'm gonna go ahead and say probably more people relate to him than they do to these weak little men, because this is their video here. I mean, look at the like to dislike ratio. So yeah, you're obviously not that popular.
Obviously, that's hateful. Obviously, it needs to be denounced. Obviously, it's appalling. But in that audience, Stugotz, that's being trafficked in. Now, I'm not saying it's true of everyone in that audience, but the leader in that sport allows that. The leader in that sport prides himself on everyone can say what they want. There will be no punishments here.
Yeah, it's called free speech. These people, like, they're so soft. They really are. You're basically executing your right for free speech right now on your little YouTube video, which has about 90% dislike ratio. I mean, people are pretty triggered by your bullshit video, so why don't we just cancel your video? Shall we say you shouldn't have the right to have free speech, because what he's saying is offending everyone else, because he's so pathetic, it's actually offensive. So yeah, your video should be removed. But based off your logic, we can just cancel stuff we don't like. This is the danger of trying to control free speech. Oh, I don't like what he said, so he shouldn't be allowed to say it. Like, you're a man, you're an adult, just be a man and stop letting things get to you so much. And to top it off, Dana White is the CEO of the UFC. It's basically his company, he can do what the fuck he wants. And you're trying to say, oh no, he shouldn't be allowing his fighters to do that. He should be controlling his fighters. No, he doesn't believe in that, so he's not going to do it.
Are you serious?
I'm asking you a
No,
question.
I mean, are you serious? Come on. You're telling me... No, excuse me. Let me answer your question. Are you honestly saying that it's society's fault if a repeat violent offender commits 60 or 70 offenses? I think that criminal is to blame for his own actions. He is personally responsible. We're not talking about some kid who made one mistake when he was 19. We're talking about people who do 60, 70 violent offenses. And then they're big because they're criminals.
So why are they criminals?
Because they do crime.
And why do they do crime?
Because we let them out early on bail.
So because they
I
got
think we've
let
solved
out.
the riddle here.
Because they got let out early on bail.
That's right.
They then commit the crime.
That's right. That's what all the experts agree is the cause of the crime.
So had they stayed in jail the whole time on bail in jail, they would then not commit crimes.
Because they'd be in jail, so they couldn't commit crimes.
When they get
The same people who don't understand what a woman is, that's the truth. Like, these reporters, I'm not even calling them reporters anymore, they're activists. The same person who was speaking to Sean Strickland, the same person who was interviewing or asking Dana White a question, they're all the same. They're all just promoting bullshit. And now they have a problem with things like, oh, a criminal who is in prison, and suddenly it's now they care so much about the criminals because they're getting locked away for so long. Like, these people sympathize more with the criminals than they do the actual victims. And they're the same type of people who say, oh, what is a woman? Oh, well, a woman is someone who's a woman. Like, it's the same people. They all are basically saying the same shit. And these are the worst type of people for society. They're not keeping it real. They're promoting agendas. Everything's about how they feel, and it's just bringing society more and more backwards. And that's why you've got people like the guy you've just seen who is the Conservative politician in Canada who runs the Conservative Party, coming up in power because people have just had enough. They're just fed up.
I mean, fuck Trudeau.
I was at the UFC?
Yelling, fuck Trudeau.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
That guy's a piece of
Canada, get your shit together.
Are transgender people welcome in Canada now that the Conservative Party, it's policy not to let them use the bathroom of their choice and also to limit their healthcare options as minors?
That is, the answer, of course, is that everybody's welcome in Canada, and your question is factually wrong. I encourage you to actually read the policies instead of spreading disinformation. We need less disinformation and more honesty and truth-telling, and your readers are suffering a very big disservice when you spread disinformation. Thank you.
Did you ever consider going to those guys and saying, hey, this might be the one time you need to tone it down?
This might be the one time you need to what?
Tone it down, the trash talk.
I don't tell anybody to do anything. I don't try to control any other human beings in any way, shape, or form. They do it this way. I say it all the time. We're in the fight business, and if you get your feelings hurt that bad, you probably shouldn't ask the type of questions when you know the answer you're going to get from Strickland. Let's start there. You know what I mean? If you ask him, you know who he is, and if you ask him a certain question, he was baited in that question.
I'm not. Sorry, I was not referring to that question. Just Strickland got a little.
I know what you're saying. Okay. I know what you asked me. It is what it is.
But I'm a considered comedian. I like my jokes to be accurate and my targets to be fair. So I was engaging these people. I was saying, why is it transphobic? And they were saying, it's about a trans person. I said, well, that's ridiculous. That's like saying a joke about Bill Cosby is automatically racist. It depends on the joke. But I was talking to them, I'm willing to learn, and I found out my crime was that I dead named her. Now, I'd never heard that term, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did. I saw him on the Olympic Games. It was decathlete. It was in everything. It was all over the place. Shot put and pole vault. He won a medal. He was famous. He was on telly all the time. But a big, famous man with a huge, I don't know, but I mean, I'm guessing he's a big...
So I can't acknowledge your history because you're ashamed of who you really are. Is that what this is? What, you want us to now deny that you ever was a man? I mean, why? How? Google it. It's right there. Bruce Jenner, male, gold medal in the Olympics, in the male division, yeah? Some big muscular dude. I think he done shot put or something. But we're supposed to just deny that ever happened? Like, that don't make no sense. Come on. Anyway, if you got this far in the video, thanks for watching, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.
I love gay people and black people and Asian people and Native American people. This is no particular order.
No, I rank. I love black people more than anybody else.
What's second? That's tougher to say, isn't it? That's tougher to say, isn't it?
You know what? Your mouth kind of reminds me of like a person from Whoville. Because you lip is not there.
Well, I can't help that.
No, you can't. But it's just like
body shaming's fine till it's all about the weight, right? Goodness, you in the comments.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it. And if you do, just have it in the GC president.
Be delusional. If you don't believe that you are, think that you are. Once you repeat so many times a thing in your head, it's gonna literally come into your life. There is no other way.
You can rest now. You made a great job today. Be proud of yourself. You're the bullshit. You could have done better today. Someone forgot that he was his family's last hope. He needs to get back on track before it's too late. Do you want to remain a loser? A lazy shit who can't even stand to run a few miles? Do you want to tell your son, Dad didn't make it because he quit and was too lazy?